Greetings, Diesel Funketeers. Tim Fielder here with a yet another episode of the Diesel Funk Dispatch. Starting really late today because I'm not sure. I think I'm live on TikTok. I think I figured it out. I'm not sure. I am absolutely not sure. But we're going to see what's happening here. If I go here to my, and you guys I should be live. Oh, wait. Let's go. Okay, hang on. Let's turn that off, but we're going to turn this on here. And oh boy, I don't know. Crap. All right, I thought I was approved. Okay, we're not approved yet. We're going to apply again. All right, I thought that I was, I thought I was ready, but I am not ready. So I've been working on this for the last 2 hours trying to get this stuff right. And it did not work. I thought it worked, but hey, we're getting, like I say, every day that I'm working, I'm trying to do what I classify as micro changes, micro updates, and we will see how that goes. All right, we're going to select the platform. We're going to go with, that would be TikTok. What is it? Channel link. Select, what is this? Okay, we're going to go select YouTube, enter the URL here. I think it's what we're going to do here. There's so many moving parts when you are, I have to say, there's so many moving parts when you're trying to put this stuff together. It's just really quite fascinating to see how it goes, but that's all right. We're going to go here. I acknowledge by the Streamlabs. All right, so just letting you know, basically what's happening is I could not get Streamlab. I couldn't get TikTok to work just using it through Mail Studio. So what I decided to do was to sign up for the free account on Streamlabs, right, which gives you like 1 or 2 streams. And the only two I need are TikTok and maybe Twitter, right? Because all the rest of them I have covered, right? I'm on Kick already. I'm all that. And I didn't need an Ultra account from Streamlabs. I just needed TikTok and Twitter. Twitter requires that I be signed up for a premium account, which I had before, but I let it lapse because Twitter kind of had its issues, obviously. But now that I'm back in the fray again, I'm going to start back up. Now, let's just check here and see what's happening, see if we are actually... Hello, Fedora Chronicles. It's good to see you again, Tony. I love the work that you do, man. I follow your stuff, and eventually I'm going to have to do one of those floating spaceships that you have. I love your stuff, man. Tony does this really fantastic work that I've been following for several years. Kind of interesting, kind of ethereal spaceships that is much more steampunk than, say, it's definitely has this kind of steampunk feel to it, and I love his work. I think he's great. He's been doing great work for years, and I think in the old world, people like Tony, like myself, it would have been difficult for us to get in. But now with this kind of broadcasting everywhere thing, and basically not having to go through editors or anything. I smell some chicken. There. I'm cooking while I'm streaming, guys. So I'm multitasking, hopefully not multitasking badly. Anyway, so that is where we're going. I'm trying my best to pull everything together. And it's nice to have company. So thank you again for chiming in today, Tony. I'm going to start drawing in a moment. So TikTok, it says generally it takes 2 days for a day. It takes a day for permission to be granted. So if this works, then I'll be able to get a TikTok server URL as well as something else, and we should be able to make it work. But we gotta see. All right, now, because I'm running on fumes today, because there's been a lot of stuff going on, I have my massive cup of coffee, which is without question going to make my blood pressure rise. But that's okay. I need a little caffeine to get through the night. I'm gonna try to go for about 2 hours. I don't know if I'm gonna. I know I'm not gonna do 4, but I'll definitely do between 2 hours to 3 hours. If I stop at 2, that's what it's gonna have to be tonight because I got some things I've got to do and finish up. Let's see. So the Instagram is going. Kick is going. Hello, kickers. How you doing, kickers? Then we got yep. We got that going on the Twitch. Twitch is going. YouTube is going. YouTube is going on both. Oh, let me close that there. We don't need that. Both YouTubers are rocking and rolling. Facebook is going. Let's go to another Facebook page here. We're going to go to our desktop here. And we're going to copy, because I learned I can't do it this way. We're going to share. We're going to copy the link. We're going to very quickly go over to Tim Fielder. You know, I just wish there was one and that might be OBS. Mail Studio is so easy to use, and what I really wish could happen is that Mail Studio could just get it together and I can do everything. Twitch, Twitter. But at any rate, by tomorrow, if all works out well, I should have the other thing. TikTok should be working for the first time, and I think I might be able to get a bit of interaction from TikTok. Let me just go here. Graphic History of Hip Hop is going good. We've got some big things coming. I'm going to be, God willing, if all works well, I'm going to be formally starting on book 2, which I've already done breakdowns for, but I'm going to start. Walter challenged me to do 1 panel a day, which will be awesome, and I'll be able to do that as well. Let's see what we got. LinkedIners. Hello, LinkedIners. How you guys doing? So wonderful to see you again. Substack, as I always say, don't touch Substack. If you start messing around with Substack, it gets a little weird. So leave Substack alone. Diesel Funk, we're back on Diesel Funk again here. There we go. All right, fantastical. We're good there. Substack is going good. LinkedIn is going good. So close today with TikTok, but don't worry, we'll try again tomorrow. Blue Sky. What is going on with Blue Sky? I don't know. Can you even live stream the Blue Sky? I don't know. Threads. What's happening with Threads? I don't know what's happening with Threads. But anyway, so let me show you guys a little bit of what I've been working on today, because so many different moving parts. This is, of course, let's go to our desktop here. This is Live Drawing with Tim Fielder. Today is October 29th, 2025. I am basically here drawing today. I'm always drawing. The way this show works, for anyone who's interested, is I show how the sausage is made. It is not a show where, we're just trying to show you the pretty part. I'm showing you all the ugliness, all of the dirtiness, but all of the beauty and the glory all at the same time. That's what I'm doing. I am Tim Fielder, graphic novelist, visual Afrofuturist, known for doing this book here, Infinite and Afrofuturist Tale. Maddie's Rocket. Maddie's Rocket is a dope book. Working on book 2. And of course, the aforementioned Graphic History of Hip Hop with my writing partner, Dr. Walter David Grayson, endowed chair at Macalester College. Anyone who doesn't know what Macalester College is what they call a mini Ivy in the middle of frigid St. Paul, Minnesota. I love it there. It's awesome. Please buy Hybrid by Jamie Mustard and Francesca Filomena. I believe in this book. I believe in what it is. It's from Street Noise Books out of Brooklyn, New York. They have a pretty also aggressive editor-in-chief there that likes getting things done, and I can't knock anyone who does that. All right. We're here today to do some drawings. Enough of that other stuff. But before we begin, let me show you what I'm working on. So, Hi John Conqueror, we have about 2 more episodes that are due this week, and that has been going well. I don't think I'll be drawing any on episodes today. I'll probably save that for Friday and maybe over the weekend. I generally, even though I don't want to, I generally take at least one day off over the weekend. That seems to be the way things have been going as of late. But what I will show you is one of the things I've been working on here. Let's see if we can go here. This is a little wonky now, but bear with me. Oh, who is this? Who is contacting me here? Oh, this is Hoka. They want me to buy Hoka shoes. I'll get them eventually, but right now we're gonna have to rock without that for now. Wait, hold on. Let's make sure. Is that Hoka? Yes, that's Hoka. Yep. Not getting Hoka shoes. When I get paid next time, I'll do it. All right. In the meantime, let's go here. We're going to go here to... nope. We're going to go here to... Hang on. This guy. This is the one that's been kicking my butt today. Hi John Conqueror. We have a website. Yes. And this website is actually my old Tumblr site. I used to use Tumblr, and all I did just updated it. The only problem I'm having is that the simple web comic theme that I'm using is giving me a little mess here. You see, the interface, everything. We can go back to the first one here, and that should not be first. That should not be that one. It should be something else. So I gotta get that worked out, but we'll go with previous. So it's supposed to start previous. It's supposed to start with this one. That's what it's supposed to start with. Okay, so again, Hi John is designed to be a 1-minute thing, and of course here we click through this, and this is weird here. Won't worry about that for now. Then you should be able to get to the next one, which then takes you to that. So I got to get all this sorted out, but we do have a Hi John Conqueror site. Today I think I'm going to be updating the masthead there because I think it just needs to be a little bit better. I'll be using the tools that I've been using lately. But basically this is what it is. We got a home. Here we have about. We have characters. We have the author. That's me. Last jump I ever made like that. Diesel Funk Studios, of course. I'm Tim Fielder, visual Afrofuturist and graphic novelist. And I got my thingy running there. Let's go back here. Whoops. All right, we have a truck parked downstairs honking their horns, but that's okay. Go to next. And so, yeah, we have this. Only thing we got to figure out is why this stuff here is coming through vertical, but we're going to get it sorted out one way or the other. Even if it means I have to completely rebuild the site, but we'll work it out. Diesel Funk Show, which I don't even know if that the URL does take us there to where me and my twin brother did. I think we're gonna be doing some stuff with the Diesel Funk Show soon enough. Again, we're gonna go back here. Whoops, nope. Sorry, right here. No, is that it? Wait, did I close it? I may have closed it. Let's go to Hi John. Yep, there we go. I'm going to go to previous. Okay, so yeah, there we go. So we got this. We have a store as well that eventually, not running yet, but we're going to get all that up and running because I'm going to start live social selling very soon. And when I do that, the intent is to start selling stuff. Start selling my thingy-lingies. All right, with that, let's get, yo, man, what is going on downstairs there? It's probably, all right. So here's the issue I had before. When I did this drawing years ago, I love this drawing. This drawing is dope. The problem is that in the old version, his arms were too short, right? It should be longer, extended out. Let me make sure I drink some water here because I've been not as staying as hydrated as I should. I really do, I can't complain about my lifestyle. I drink water. Yeah, I didn't do my walk today, but that's okay. It's all good. So anyway, this is what we're starting with here. And that's pretty good. I like that. And what I want to do is to update some of my items here. I do want to update some things, and that's okay. I don't mind updating things. But I just wanted to redo this drawing here because I felt like it was too much. And yeah, this the main character. He tends to carry dual weapons sometimes. And so this right here was one of the things I thought would be pretty cool to be able to show, right? All right, so let's see what we're going to do here. I like the tone. I like the inking we have on this. I could put, now I'll just show you what I mean by this. Part of what I had before when I had done this, let me go back here. There we go. We're going to go here. Oh, by the way, Hi John Conqueror is what I call a chromatic. You can see my desktop here. And the idea is that we're in a storyboard. An animatic is the middle ground between a storyboard and animation. Basically, it deals with timing. You can have temporary music. You can have the real music there. And some supporting audio. Temp track, audio track, right? And but the most important thing is shows sequence, timing, and audio. So it gets a closer vision to the dramatic beats of a, hello, Sinye, how you doing? One of the greatest animators who's ever lived, by the way. She's I've seen her work in collaborations with Bill Plimpton. How you doing? Anyway, so part of what I'm doing here is with a chromatic. It's an old word, but I decided, and I had really launched this back in 2017, but I'm like, all right, let's relaunch it. So the middle ground between an animatic and a comic is a chromatic, meaning the idea is to tell a comic book story utilizing timing, music, right, and sequence. So a chromatic is the middle ground between an animatic and a comic. Got it? And it could go, it could be comics on one side. But that's what I decided to do. Okay? So I'm liking it. I'm feeling pretty good about what I'm doing. And we're going to keep working on that. All right, enough of that. Let's scroll down here now. We're going to need to go back here to the Hi John. I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to be doing for a little bit before I jump to, because today I want to try to get some more work done on the comic. Some more work done on Black Prince, if I can. And also, I'll just show you guys a few other things that are coming pretty good here. We pretty much got most of the episodes for the rest of the week kind of sequenced and timed out with music. Actually, till Monday, actually. In fact, so we have that. So I'll be working very shortly on the newer episodes. Probably, maybe Friday, Saturday. So I'll, and if I do that, I would feel like quite a bit of distance into next week's episodes. Like I said, I have about 6 between 5 to 7 weeks of story, I think. And I'll be working on more story, all that stuff as we go. Anyway, let's go here and I'll show you guys this in just a moment. A lot of people might be turned off by some of the imagery because it's like literally showing a black man being lynched or about to be lynched, right? And they might like, man, why are we subjecting ourselves to this? Hey, that's what Afrofuturists do. We subject people to this kind of stuff. It is not always fun, but it is our job to do that, to do exactly that. That is it's what it is. It's not nice. Sometimes it's not fun, but it is what has to happen. All right, so you can see here, that image there is HiJon. But I want to do something to run it through VizCom and see what happens. VizCom just had a real big day. They had 27 million investment into the company, so that bodes well for the software. I'm very, very happy for Jordan Taylor over there. Even though we've only talked a few times, I really think though with the software he's created, even though I know he probably has some issues with you know just the kind of blowback, understandable blowback that comes from utilizing AI with the arts, it's still, I think he's doing yeoman's work. He's doing the work that has to be done. Anyway, enough of that. Let's scroll up here. Okay, we're going to, let's type in the word banner and let's see what happens. Banner. Yep, here we go. All right, so we've got this right here. That is the original banner, but we're going to go here. There we go. And see, that's the way it used to look when I first started. Now, here's the thing that's interesting. Do we have, oh, no, we never recorded. See, because back then, in old versions of Clip Studio Paint, the, how should I say, the recording was not set to default. Was not set to default. But now it is. And that's great because that's, you know, I hope Photoshop brings this feature. Maybe they have it, but I've not seen it. Anyway, so this is pretty good here. I'm good with that. Yep. So all right with that. I'm okay. I don't think I need to go back to this one. I don't think that's necessary. We don't want to save that. Yeah, I think this is the one we want to go with. Yeah, because it has the background and all those things in there. So that's okay. I don't mind that thus far. But I think we're fine here. But the thing I do want to do is I'm going to take this. I generally do not like the thick lines on there, but you know, sometimes the artwork from this thing here can kind of it can kind of it can kind of sort of stream different ways, right? It can stream different ways. Also, as you can see here, I'm trying to just tweak it. As this kind of tool here, the warp tool is just really just a game changer in terms of doing illustration work. I find that it is pretty awesome. And then you know what? I kind of like that now. This is a dope image. All right, so we're going to save this. All right. All right, now we're going to do an export here. We're going to do an export single layer. We're going to save that giant banner. I'm going to type it AI so that I'll know what it is. Let's do a Command A, Command C so we can copy, save that so we'll be able to locate it in the other file. Now it is time to go to VizCom. Let's go to VizCom. By the way, I will have the HiJon Conqueror site. I feel like it'll be worked out. If it's not worked out this week, hello, Skilla. Is this Skia? Who is this? Who is this? Who is that? Or is that's not George Kamon? Is that George Kamon? I don't think it's George Kamon. We'll see. Anyway, how you doing? Anyway, always lovely to see people pop up. All right, here we go. So now we're gonna go here. We're gonna go to Toonie. Is this the one? No, that's not it. But pretty cool music I've been producing lately. Let's go. We don't want that one. We want this one. Yeah, there we go. That's the one we want. All right, hang on, guys. So many windows open here. All right, back to VizCom. All right, so yeah, lots of Klansmen in this stuff here, and I don't mind because that's the work I have to do. It is not for everybody. I get it. I totally get it, but that's all right. So we'll start in studio. Whoops. All right, it's updated. They just released a new update, if I'm not mistaken here. So now we're going to upload an image. We're going to go to Hydron Conqueror. Command V. All right, let's see if anything pops up. Oh, it's not going to pop up because I haven't finished saving it. That might help to finish saving it. What do you guys think? Just for kicks. All right, there we go. All right. All right, pretty good, right? So we're going to say, what are you creating? We're going to do this. I'm hitting describe. Again, when I utilize a dark skin, heavily muscled African dash American, you have to specify there the warrior, arms outstretched, holding ornate double-headed axes with chained handles. Interesting. Wearing suspenders and a diamond, glowing diamond chest emblem, frontal low angle view. Back lit, back and top lit, lighting. We're gonna call it, we're gonna put this at sunset. We're gonna say photorealistic, and then we're gonna end with cinematic. Now, I don't know, sometimes VizCom has difficulty when you deploy heavy inking. It sometimes doesn't know what to do with it, but we'll see how it goes. All right, we're gonna see suspenders. Gonna say suspenders for leather forearm covers, forearm what do you call them, pads, forearm pads. Let's see, spiked leather forearm pads. Okay, all right, we're gonna see. Let's set to 4 because we want 4 here. Generate. Moment of truth, guys. Let's see what happens. Oh, if this turns out, oh my God. Wow. Holy smacks-a-roni. Look at that. Wow. Holy smokes. Look at that. Now, let's see. Which one do I like the most here? Let's go with, I kind of like this one because the lighting is sort of uneven. That one's cool, but we want the light. Yeah, that's more interesting. But I'm gonna add this one here. Let's see here. That one's pretty good too. We'll add that one too. That one's pretty good because at least it has some, and I can go in and add some things like that. We'll add to all these are actually quite nice. That one we don't want. We don't want that one because it takes too many liberties with the line work. I don't want that one. So we'll close that. We're gonna say dark skinned, heavily muscled African American warrior. Arms outstretched with gritted teeth. With gritted teeth. teeth. Arms out. All right, let's try it again. But this time what we want to do, we're going to go strong. Back and top lighting. Let's try it again. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens, guys. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Let's just raise this up here a little bit. Because, I spent so much time trying to secure the microphone here. I see, boom. Nope. Nope. Interesting. Wow, that's interesting. I think this is the one I'll add. I'll add that. That's pretty good there. Sort of okay. That's sort of okay. This one is the one I like because that one right there is closer to the thing I'm trying to sell here. And I think hold on. I don't like this necklace around his neck. I don't know why that's there. Oh, what am I talking about? Just the diamond. That's the diamond. Okay, let's go here. Heavily let's see, gonna light emitting glowing diamond chest emblem. Let's do it again. Let's see if that it takes that diamond and emits light from it. Let's see what happens. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Not quite, but it's interesting. After a while, we're kind of repeating ourselves here. This is all quite nice. I think what we're gonna do, we're not gonna worry about these so much. I think the one with the stronger face here, I'll save that one there as well. Okay, so we got that. Now I want to do one more thing here. We're going to call this, we're going to change it. We're going to say moonlight. All right, so what we're doing now is we're changing the time of day. We're changing the time of day just to see what happens stylistically. Oh, this might be interesting. Because as I work on these different things here, what it does, it gives me something to work with. It gives me lighting. Right. That is interesting. Because I did want a sun behind there. That is, I think, the one I like the best is that one. I'm going to add that one. Nope. I do like the light on that one, though. Light on that, we'll add that too. So pretty good. Pretty good. All right. With that, we will call this done. We're going to call this, we're going to say HJ Banner X's. I'm going to say AI. I don't know. Maybe I'll post this online. I think it's always good when I show this kind of stuff. All right, we're going to go here. Now we're going to go to File, Export. I would really like it if we could just put out a full resolution thingy there. As Maddie's Rocket was done for women, specifically black women, but women. High Journey is for the brothers. We need a little action in our lives. Okay. So I'm going to minimize that there now. So here's our image. Now, the reason why I love this is because what it does, I am not trying to have the software do all the work for me. What I'm trying to have it do is to reduce the amount of wear and tear on my 59-year-old body so that I'm not killing myself doing all that freaking rendering, right? I love rendering, but not that much, right? I'm not a young man anymore and I can't go like that. So what I do, just like when I began to integrate 3D into my work, I began to, let's make sure we have that open there. Okay, I want to make sure we got YouTube going here. This is good. Kick is going. Yeah, these people keep talking about, well, do I want streamers? I do want streamers, but I don't know what to do with that. I'm going to have to figure it out. Anyway, but I do have my eyes on Instagram. Kick is going well. Yes, it is. Facebook is going well. Okay, good. So I'm happy with that. All right. So let's get back to this guy here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to downloads. Downloads. We need to find that file. Baby. QuickTime movie. Photoshop image. Hang on, here we go. There it is. I'm gonna drag and drop that right into Clip Studio Paint. All right, there we go. So again, the power of VizCom and other AI software is what it does is it follows the line work. This is why a lot of product designers are using VizCom. The reason why I like it is because it pulls fairly heavily from LLMs that are utilized in the automotive and product design industry. And that works great for me. I'm totally fine with that. Anyway, we're going to move this up top. My standard process, we go here. We're going to move that to a multiply. Now we're going to turn these guys off. We're going to go here, Command C. We're going to hit Command C. We just copied everything. And now, wait, what's going on there? What's going on? Oh, this is the one with. Oh, no. We're going here. Command V. There we go. So now we're going to take this and we're going to make this as best we can match to this. Command T. All right, you're going to move that to the edge there pretty much. Just bring that down just a little bit there. Now, I could just move this like this, which is one of the things I've been doing lately, is not being so precious about this stuff being perfect. All right, okay, so there we go. So now I can turn this off, and I can begin to, because this is my drawing here, and I think what I want to do is move this up above there. There we go. So we have our drawing here. That's set to a multiply, and I think what we want to do is this. Oh, what happened there? It didn't. It's here? Ah, man, I hate that. I thought it did. All right, let's try it again. When we make a mistake, all we got to do is just repair the mistake. Repair. There we go. So we go back here. Ah, man. No worries. Command V. There we go. I'm going to move this above here. We're going to turn this guy off. We're going to go here again. Well, no, I'm going to go here. I'm going to select here. We're going to go all the way down to that one. Whoops. That's a mistake I made there. I didn't select everything. All right, now we're going to go to Command T. Okay, there we go. So now I guess I'll hold down Shift, because if everything's uniform, we know it's going to fit. There we go. Boom. Done. All right, I like that. Now it's working. So let's turn this off. So we got this. Now let's turn this on. Let's see what it looks like. That's not bad. Not bad. Not bad. So here's what I would do. I would reduce the opacity on this just by a little bit. Let's go to an overlay. Let's see what happens when we go to overlay. Ah, that's interesting. That is very interesting. Now, what's happened here in this particular case is the white outlines on this are visible, which was cool when I first did this image, but things have changed now. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to click here. Yep, that is what happened. I had a white outline there. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to expand selected area. Let's go here to see what happens. Yes. But I did it by 3. Let's see what happens here. Let's zoom in here and see. Yeah, that took quite a bit of that, but I think it also might cut a little bit in too deeply. So let's do it again. Let's go here. Now what we're going to do, and click outside here. Again, I think we're good there. I'm going to do select invert. Okay, that's good. Now what I need to do, wait, hang on. I may have sorted something out inadvertently. All right, I'm going to duplicate this layer here just because I can, just in case I screw up. Now we got that. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to do Command Shift I. Now I'm going to do backspace. Delete. All right. Oh, I see what happened. Now we'll turn this one on. Oh, wow, that really went in pretty deep there. That went in very deep. Let's go to multiply again. Yeah, I kind of like that right there. I'm feeling though, because because what I want to do is do a paint over on top of this image, right? Because it gave me a really nice tones here. There's no denying that. All right, but anyway, let's just go and play with this. We're going to leave this on the bottom here. I think we're going to leave that on the bottom because what we want is we want that color to go over this. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take it all the way back down to the bottom here. So that's there. So let's try this out. We're going to go here. We're going to set that to, we'll see if we go to an overlay, see what happens. You can't really see what's happening. So let's go here. Let's see. Now, that is interesting. I like that. I like that a lot. That looks pretty freaking creepy. And that's set to multiply. I think what we're going to do here, what happens if I turn that on? Oh, I see. I see. Okay, so the yellow there. Oh, wow, look at that. Look at that. That's, ladies and gentlemen, that is Richard Corbin. Wow, that is Richard Corbin. Look at that. Holy smokes. Man, I wish I could have shown this to Richard. I mean, the last job, I'm sorry, that makes me, move me there a little bit there. The last job I did in the comic book industry in the first section of my career was this really horrible soft porn comic called science fiction. It was like a heavy metal knockoff called Forbidden Zone. And it was done with You know, I did it, and I actually bought copies from Joe Koch, his warehouse. Joe Koch Comics Warehouse, located in Brooklyn. I would encourage anyone to go there and check it out. But at any rate, I did the breakdowns for that story, and I have to say it was pretty freaking incredible. That how Richard changed absolutely everything that I did. He followed the idea, but he did what he wanted. And I was thinking to myself, on the ordinary situations, people might be a little upset at that. Man, how could you go in? You didn't follow my breakdown. It's Richard Corbin, man, the creator of Den. Richard Corbin could do whatever the hell he wants to with my breakdowns, right? And I wish I could just find the email exchange we had, because I wrote him immediately after that. Because this is when I really, this was like 99, just before I started working in the gaming industry. And I was pretty much all digital at that point. I was all in Photoshop, Fractal Paint, a Corel, what did Corel, I forget, Meta Creations Painter is what it was called at the time. And boy, let me tell you, that was pretty freaking amazing. See, the thing I love about this is that without even much touch up, look at that. That's what it's doing. It's adding a level of abstraction to it. The original drawing was great. The arms were too short. That's why I went in and stretched them out. But that's what I'm talking about. It's giving me this sort of feel. And that's important. It's important because what I want is my drawings to have photoreal phenomena. That's the objective. That's what I'm going for. Let me get rid of this sun here. Wow, that's crazy. Look at that. Look at that. But see that diamond? See how that diamond lights up there a little bit? That's, wow. I don't even know what to say to that. That is pretty freaking amazing there. All right, let's try to play around with a little. Now, that's a good setting there. That's great setting. All right, so here that's set to multiply. Let's set this one to multiply. Let's see what happens. Yeah, not the same. It's close, but nope. Let's go here. Let's see what happens here. Multiply. Interesting, but no. And that's what this one is going to be interesting. Multiply. Close. Let's try this one here. This will be interesting. So it looks like the nighttime variant is what works. Great. Multiply. Interesting. Not terrible. All right, now let's try here. Let's see what happens here. If we go to whatever actually wasn't a nighttime version, but it was pretty good. Let's go to multiply again. That is interesting. That is very interesting because here we have this kind of superimposed moon effect. That is very, very interesting. Now, I wonder what would happen if I turned that off. I turned this one on because that one is the one I love. I love that. But I wonder what would happen if we turned this on. Like, look at the difference between this one and that one. So the highlights on this are pretty heavy, right? But the highlights on that one there are not as heavy on the axe. So I would probably be inclined to go with this one. So if we take this one down here, right? Now watch this. So this one here is set to multiply. Pretty good. If I take this one here, that's set to normal. Now, what happens if I move it to multiply? It's going to give me something, but it's going to really mute everything out. We're not looking for that. What if I go to overlay? Interesting. Blending channels are extraordinarily powerful, ladies and gentlemen. Extraordinarily powerful. But you know what? Let's try something here. I want to go here, and I want to create a new layer. And this one, though, what I want to do, wait, hold on, what is that? Yeah, that's normal. See, that kind of, That's yeah, that's really really dark there. Uh, it's set to overlay, but what happens if we go to add glow? Interesting. Now, add glow is really bright. This is awesome. But what we're going to do now is we're going to bump that down quite a bit. See? Interesting. I like the sun. I love that other planet there. That's pretty good. But maybe that glow is a little bit too much. It's okay. So let's try this, right? That's add glow. Let's go to just add. Nah. Now we're going to go to color. Let's go to glow dodge. Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at that. That is dope. Let me turn this off. Look at that. That's dope. And see the shine on the axe? See the shine on the axe here? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So all I got to do is just go in and just add spot highlights. Wow. Damn. That's amazing. Yes. All right. But that's glow dodge. Let's see what happens when we go to color dodge. That's interesting. Yeah, a little bit too spacey. I think we're going to go back to glow dodge. Yes, that's the one because it keeps everything somewhat monochromatic. That I like. I like that a lot. But I want to reduce the opacity down on that quite a bit. There we go. Right there is good. Now, we want to do one other thing here because we got some pretty good interactive effects here. If it doesn't show, I want to say to you that I enjoy doing this work immensely. I think this stuff has given me a new life, a new thing that's happening. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, so we are going where we're going. Kick is going good. Let's go with our LinkedIners. All right, now here's where it comes down to where we got to do a little of our work here. So I'm going to turn that off. So now we got to go here and we got to move this down a little bit, right? So this is where we're going to do. We're going to go here. We're going to zoom into this. See? So we're doing this. See what's happening? We're moving that down there. See? Yep. 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 All right. There we go. See what's happening here? So we want to just make sure that we don't want any edges like that. And it's a little bit off because when I imported it in, it wasn't exact. But that's okay. I don't mind the over exact stuff like that. I feel like since I was talking about Richard Corbin, I think Richard Corbin would have loved this tech. And people say, well, how do you know that? Richard Corbin was a consummate artist. No question about it. A lot of people don't realize Richard Corbin was a 3D artist. How do I know that? Richard Corbin used 3ds Max. Richard Corbin was an animator. He did stop motion animated. This guy had no fear in using different mediums out there. And I think he would have taken to utilizing Gen AI in his work like a swan to water. That's what I believe. That's just my opinion. What do I know? Yep. See that right there? That is pretty good there. Now, the only thing is I really like the dark on that. That dark on that is good. But you cannot hold on, let me turn this on. See that glint that's on the axe there? You just can't beat that. You cannot beat that. You can't beat that. So what I've got to do is figure out. Let's see here. What we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this layer here. And then we're going to do our paint over. Yeah, see, that's too much. I liked it subdued. I really like that one. That subtle effect there is pretty good, but I think there's something to this. But I want the darkness of that, but I want the elements of this. So what I think might work, maybe, let's see. We're going to go to edit, tonal correction. We're going to go to level here, and what we're going to do now, see what's happening? So I'm able to tweak that. Let's go here. Let's move the black up a little bit. Let's go here. Yeah, not too much. Yep. All right, let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens here. Yes, that's pretty good. But you'll notice the bottom part still has that line, that kind of line at the bottom there. So that's not bad. So let's see here. What we're going to do here, we're going to take our little tool here again. And we're going to bump those guys down. So we get rid of that line at the bottom. I love this. I love this stuff. Love it, love it, love it. It's exciting to me. It allows me to actually consider the maybe vague possibility that the 20 books I have in my head, I will actually be able to finish them. You know what I mean? That's something that I think that is beautiful. That I can actually, maybe do that. All right, that's pretty good. All right, now here comes the next part of this. So here, I'm going to take this. I'm going to move that to a normal. I'm going to go here. I'm going to hit a Command T, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here. Whoops, wrong thing. Wrong thing. Hang on. Go right here. There we go. Right there. Now I need this right here around as reference. And I'll show you what I mean on this. Not that. Actually, yes. I think we'll go good here. In fact, what we'll do is we will shrink that down quite a bit. Right about there is good. Yep, I can live with that. And so all of the highlights that are in this, I'm going to bring out more prominently in this, and I'm going to paint those things in. I like my background. I do want the landscape and all that type of stuff, but I love the idea of playing with different layers. And when you're playing with different layers, what begins to happen is that you are allowing exciting digital accidents to come about. Let's see here. LinkedIn was having a few issues there. Okay, there we go. We're back. We are back. All righty. I am Tim Fielder. This is Live Drawing with Tim Fielder. October 29th, 2025. It is now 7:10. October 29th, 7:10 Eastern Standard Time. My name is Tim Fielder. I'm a visual Afrofuturist and graphic novelist known for Infinite of an Afrofuturist Tale. Maddie's Rocket, Book 1, working on Book 2 now, and the graphic history of hip hop with my writing partner, Dr. Walter David Grayson, endowed chair at Macalester College, and our managing partner, Christina Hungsbrook Lamatina. It is a pleasure to be doing this work with you guys today. I decided to take a deviation today and just do straight, as whatever this means these days, just do some illustration work. Okay, so we're going to go here now. What we're going to do is we're going to create a new layer. And this time, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the exteriors of this. See how that is? I can do all that type of stuff and select. Now I'm going to do a Command-Shift-I. There we go. Now, here is where it gets interesting. So I'm going to switch to the white here. I don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to see. We're going to take this airbrush here. I could take, let me go with a hard edge just to see what happens, because I can always just move the stuff around, right? So I'm going to go here. Alrighty. So you see how that is on there in that muscle. So again, part of what I'm doing here, I'm using this AI output as a reference. No different a person collecting photo reference. Same thing. All right. A slight difference. Okay, there we go. So we're going to go here. There we go. And some of this stuff, it can work. Go right there. So the soft edges there kind of work. Let's go right here. Right. Soft. Whoa. We didn't want that. There we go. And I'll go through this with a harder edge. Right. You know what? I'm kind of not liking that. Meaning I like the softness, but I don't think I need to work within the selections here. I think I need to get in there and do a little bit more rendering and painting. All right, so let's go here. Here we go. All right, we're going to take this here. Could go with a heart. Ooh. Yep, I think we're going to have to go with our regular ink pen too. Yep, there we go. It gives us a harder edge, and we can tone that down as needed when the time comes. See, because his hair is a little nappy because he's a black man. So High John Conqueror is kind of indirectly based on the old myths of High John, the African deity, supposedly Congolese. And I wanted to do something that kind of pulled on that while also looking at the kind of rancid work of some of our pop culture, pulp adventure forefathers who had some issues. H.P. Lovecraft, for one, specifically. But I wanted to do something that kind of allowed me to play around with a few of those ideas as an Afrofuturist. Again, Afrofuturism, the process of doing Afrofuturism is really quite a bit about reclamation. You're reclaiming that which was lost and taken away or denied. And that's part of what I'm doing here. Okay, so you see that? Let's zoom out on this here. So you see what's happening there? So that light is there, and that's pretty good. But let's take a look here. See what's happening? So I'm going to mimic the light on this and put it there, and I'll smooth it out. I'll blur there for a little bit. So if it takes a little while to get to it. It is now 7:15. We're good. Had my little coffee. Let me drink a little water here, just in case. Gotta stay hydrated. Okay, pretty good there. Now, there we go. See? That's better. That's sharper. Edge there is better. Yeah, much better. And by the way, I can hit this with a little bit of blending. So it doesn't have to be a stark white line, but I want it to be heavy enough. So you see what's happening here? That's not bad. Not bad, man. Not bad. Boom. Okay, good there. There we go. Alrighty. Now he has sideburns here, like Frederick Douglass, because that's the style of the time. And I do want some of this stuff to not be as exact. I like the abstraction in his face. I'll go in and add a few things, and we'll blow it down a little bit, just a little bit. All right, so we go here. Yep, pretty good. See, I like that. I like that a lot. So you can do that. Add those lines on here. And I'm not looking for perfection, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just looking for done and something that conveys heart. Yes, we are using software that is pulling from all of the incredibly dope and the incredibly undope images that were taken, and I'm using those specifically for the photoreal elements that are utilized in the large language models. There we go. Let me go here. There we go. See, one little lighted, glistening light. There we go. Now, here's going to be interesting. I'm going to go here on the side, because that's a kind of a leather, a forearm brace, forearm utility that he's wearing with spikes on it. There we go. See? Now, see what's happening? Very, very important. So I'm going to have to go through all this stuff and kind of give it a little sheen to it, and that's okay. Yep, I like that. And here, now, check this out. So right here, that's white. Now, I could, in theory, make that yellow, meaning the top light could be yellow and the bottom light could be white. But I don't want to put as heavy a highlight on the bottom because I do want the silhouette to show through. We'll just do this. Oh, wow, look at that. What happened there? That's interesting. Okay. Oh, that's what happened. I was wondering where the world's going. There we go. There we go. It's like, hey, why is that? Because it inadvertently hit brown. All right, so what I want here is I just want like really subtle light. There we go. See? Yep, pretty good. All right. He has his little service revolver from being in the military. There we go. Pop that in there. Yep, I feel good about that. All righty. Let's take a little bit of this. There we go. See? Just a little bit of that. Let's take this here. All right, now let me take this here. Let me just refresh on Instagram here a little bit. Command R. Okay, we're good there. All right, we're good. Good, 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 good. Let me check you out. I'm Tim Fielder. It is now 7:22 Eastern Standard Time. We've been going streaming now for about an hour and 12 minutes. I will probably just take it to 2 hours a day. I frankly didn't go to sleep till 2:30 in the morning because I was getting a lot of work done. And that's just the price you pay when you're doing this stuff. Yep. Pretty good. Pretty good, man. Go here. Let's refresh that. Refresh this. There we go. Okay, cool. Whoops, something went wrong there on YouTube Studio. We don't want to end that. Oh, there it is. Just kind of. Sometimes I'm streaming to so many channels that after a while, stuff just really um, gets a little, kind of bogged down. But that's okay. I don't mind that. Don't mind that. Alrighty. So Facebook still going like that. That's dope. Okay, good there. Alrighty. So now here's where we're gonna go through here and add some abstraction. See? Do this. And just adding highlights here. Just adding little highlights. Go here. See what I'm talking about? That's all we're doing here. Bam. Same thing here. Same thing here. Boom. Yep. Pretty good. Okay, I like that. Bam. Just a little bit there. Okay, good. Now, I'm going to not muck around too much with his hands there because his hands are right up underneath that axe. I don't think it's necessary to go too heavily. There we go. There we go. Just like that. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, cool. This, that. Put this right here, a little bit there. Okay, good. Now let me just take just a smidgen, right there. Yep. As a matter of fact, I can add little imperfections because this axe has been used many times beheading people. All right. Okay, good. I think we're good there. So that looks pretty good. Let's go here very quickly. Boom. Now we're going to go here. There we go. Go right there. Again, not looking for perfection because this is still in its core a comic book. Okay. All right, good. All right, got to be very careful with how we lay this down here because I don't want to lose the shape. I mean, right now I think we're good. But let's see here. Now what we're going to do is go here and just add a little bit of this here. A little bit of this. Go right here and right there. All right, and we're going to take that. We're going to go here and add a little stuff on this side. Burn here. Same thing here, side burn here. I'm going to put a little light there, just a little bit. All right, bam, bam, right there. Yep, there we go. Now just a little bit here. Again, I can tone all of these things down. See, I can tone them down. I do not have to be locked into anything. There we go. Oh yeah, I like that. Now I'm not just a little bit. Just see. And we'll do a little bit just right there. And again, some of this is going to end up being severely, significantly watered down because I'm not trying to do anything that will be I'm not trying to do anything that will be um, overpowering. Also, I would say that, you know, again, me using this tech is of a such where the objective is to use it in such a way where it's enhancing the work that I've already put into it. It's giving me a kind of a vibe that works, and that's what this does here. Again, some of this stuff is going to be significantly toned down. All right, there we go there. All right, now this is going to be a little weird here, so watch this. So we got his eyes here. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a little shine here, a little shine there, a little bit there, a little bit there, then this light. All right, so you see what I'm saying? That's kind of like what that is. Now I'm going to take this. A little bit of light here. There we go. Right, I don't want to, whoops. I'm not trying to take this. There we go. Yep. There we go. Now I'm gonna take even though I'm going in with a hard brush, I'm going to make sure that when I do this, that I am actually, believe it or not, I will be utilizing this in such a way where I can sort of deploy subtle, softer effects. But we'll get to that when the time comes. Right now, I just want to kind of leave it the way it is. That's pretty daggum good there. I feel pretty good about that. And again, it really is just kind of sort of taking uh, uh, the lighting scheme, which is something that I do, you know, when I'm, you know, even when I'm drawing straight, I will take interesting lighting effects. That's how I'm able, you know, I'm known as the lighting guy, you know, and this is how I do it. I use reference when you do that. There we go. There we go. Yep. And I will, again, I'm going to significantly reduce down some of the effects on this, but that's okay. We're good where we are now. Let's go here because, you know, again, this is all about this axe has seen some heavy usage. All right. Boom. And boom. There we go. All right. Now let me turn this layer here off. And now I'm just going to go here and add these things on there. Bam. Just like that. See? Could do that there. Again, I like the abstract. I've always painted that way. You know, sometimes things are a little bit looser. I'm a huge fan of the work of John Berkey, who was all about uh, implied detail. He was not a detail guy in the sense of everything was an exact detail. All of his stuff had so much energy because he deployed a pretty heavy, significant use of abstraction in the way he applied paint. And that is something that I like to utilize my own work as well. All right, we go here. Let's take this part here. Just want to make sure we got that. All right, now go here. There we go. All right, now we just want to get this last part here. Boom. There we go. All right. There we go. That I can live with. Now, just a little bit of this. Now, here's where it gets interesting. So I'm going to take this here, just like with the teeth and everything. I'm just going to get this here, a bit there. All right, so we want highlights on this stuff here because once I hit it with the blending channel, it'll take it where it needs to be to another level. Boom. Bam. There we go. All right, there we go. Okay, now we're going to swap this to color dodge. So you see what just happened there? That color dodge sort of. Let's try this again. Let's go back here. We're going to go back to. That's glow dodge. Color dodge. Nope. Then we got here. We want to go to add glow like that. That's the one we want. Want that. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to zoom into this stuff here because of what I want to do is I want to yeah, there we go. I want to add some kind of softer effects, sort of like what we have here, but we'll be able to do that with a zoom tool. Here, all right, let's take a look here, see what's happening in the stream, if anything's rocking here. LinkedIners, how you guys doing? Good to see you, LinkedIners. Substack still going. Facebook appears to be going. Huh. Oh, I see. I need to. All right, I'm going to see what I can do here. There's so many different features in Facebook that have to be sort of put together that I'm still trying to figure out. All right, YouTube, rocking. YouTube there. Let's refresh that. All right. I don't know what's happening with the chat there. We're not going to worry about the chat. Again, we're going to try to lock down TikTok by tomorrow. Twitter, I don't know. That might just be a matter of just paying for the access. I have my issues with Twitter, but I'm not trying to go on Twitter to, engage in some, political or social conversations. It's strictly business for me, and there are literally tons of people still doing their thing on there. So that's something that we got to be honest with ourselves about. All right, we'll go here to our blending tool. All right, we have this add glow. Now I'm going to duplicate this just to be sure. I'm going to go duplicate layer. I'm going to turn this off here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click in this, and what I've done now is I've selected all of the highlights. And the reason why I've done that is because what I want to do is this. I want to take this yellow here because I want the white to be coming from the bottom, not the top, right? But I do want the highlights. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do this. I'm going to take a brush, just like that, and we're going to begin deploy yellow. So you see how that yellow is there now? I want that there because I want that to back down. As a matter of fact, let me make it a little bit darker here. There we go. See? We want the highlights to really truly be highlights, but some stuff we need to keep kind of dark, like the top part here. See? When we do that, what happens is it retains, it does not have an equal effect all over, and it retains some of the kind of granular sort of subtle, more subtle effects, right? Some of the stuff can work, but the bottom part is where we want that to be white, but we want the top glow to be yellow, right? Here we go. Now we can go on the side here. So you see what's happening? So now I can do this. See what's happening? How it's now punching that element away. It's not making it as strong. That's the objective. That's what we want. Now some of it I'll leave white, but like the stuff on the real far extreme top edges, we will leave that as gray. And there will be some erasures and things like that on this. That'll work. Okay, we go here. There we go. Yep. Liking that. And just a little bit here. Just a little bit there. There we go. I'm liking it. Liking this. Yep. Yep. That's good. I like that. Alrighty. Let's go back on that yellow here. Right there. Okay. Now that looks pretty good. So if I deselect that, see how that yellow kind of brings that effect. Now watch this. What happens if I reduce that down? See that? That looks pretty good there. But we still want to go in and do our rendering. So we're going to take that. We're going to take that back up to the top here. We're going to take that back up to the top. Now, there's one other thing I think I want to do. This is very good, and I like the way this is looking. I haven't hit it with the blur yet, but what I'm going to do here is a trick I use sometimes. I'm going to go here. I'm going to duplicate this layer, right? So you see when I did that, it made the color more vibrant because it's doubled up the layer. So all the transparency in here is doubled. But I want to be able to keep that because it's easier to, when I begin to subtract from the intensity on this layer, it's easier to remove detail than to remove detail that's not there, right? So I'd rather have too much of a highlight so I can bump it down as I choose to. So I'm going to go here, right click on this here. Can I? There it is. We're going to merge selected layer. So you can see here, see what's happening? And again, I love that. I love that. But what we want to do is we want to get that kind of dramatic lighting in there. All right, it is 7:41. I'm probably going to shut down by 8 if I can finish this by then. All right, guys, here we go. Let's see what we're going to do. I'm going to duplicate this again. And just in case I mess up, I'll be able to have something to refer back to. Let's go on this layer here. We have our, I could blur it, but I think what I'm going to do is blend it. Okay. Yep. And that's set to normal, but we want to set that to add glow. Just like that. There we go. See? So let's look and see how that shapes up there. Now, close up, it looks like ooh, but it's where when you kind of bump it down is where digital illustration um, really works. And again, there's so many different styles in digital illustration. I know dudes who, I'm familiar. Like I love Ralph McQuarrie, right? I love Ralph McQuarrie's work. But the one thing he did, there was less attention paid to the character work, and much more attention paid to the, in my opinion. I mean, some people might disagree with that. I love Ralph McQuarrie's character work. I mean, hell, I own two of his art books, the big ones that cost like a bit of money, but I had to do that because those guys have had such an effect on him and Ron Cobb and Sid Mead and things like that. At any rate, there we go. See? Boom. Like that. That's dope. Now, I could go through and blend on this on my own, but I wonder what would happen if I could expedite things by turning on blur. Yep, there we go. Blur is doing its job already. Look at that. See? Yeah, I was thinking about it as I was doing this. It makes me think a little bit of Tim Hildebrandt, how he and his Tim and Greg Hildebrandt, how they used to have really heavy highlights on their stuff, which was always pretty dope. Yep, there we go. Let's go here. Yep. So this allows me to blur things, but to keep the hard lines where necessary. And it's okay here because I'm going in close. Right? See how that looks? Let's zoom out there. See what's happening off in here? And I will go in and erase some of this stuff as well, because we don't need, like I say, it's easier to have more detail to start and then take something there. All right, let me step over here because I need to check this chicken in here. Let me save this. Probably should save it. What do you think, guys? Should save. Saving might be fun. I'll be right back. Right back. Ah! Okay, guys, coming back into the studio chamber. Still haven't got the studio completely cleaned up the way I want, but this is okay. I don't mind that. All right, let's see. There we go. Get our pen, pencil here happening. There we go. Yeah, I like that. So I can go through and erase all of this. Whatever it is I don't want, I can do it. But this blur tool, sometimes blur tool is really good for much more quickly adding soft edge effects while retaining the hard edge. So pretty good with there. So we can choose that, right? Because his hair again is nappy. Want that kind of nappy, unkempt look. Pretty happy with the way Hi-John is coming along thus far with the prologue. We should be through the entire prologue in about another 2.5 weeks, I would imagine. Don't want to give away too much of the story, but I'm liking it. I'm enjoying it. Um, it was always one of the most important stories that I had concocted when I first came up with the idea years ago. And again, it was initially done with another character in mind, but never got around to it because I done so much work for that character anyway. So decided to keep this one for myself, which is pretty dadgum good. And you know, yeah, I get it. When I first came back into the game, I was really having to pay dues and things like that. I get it when you spend that much time out of the system, but you know, after a point, you're like, yeah, enough of that. So, but I like what I've done here, and this is pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. Like it, soft there, soft there. All right, now let's blur that up just a little bit. So you see what's happening here when I'm softening these edges. What they're doing is adding glow to this, and I will go through, of course, and significantly reduce the specularity on that because I don't want this stuff to show up so strongly every time. Some of it will be there, but some of it will not, or it'll be dramatically reduced. And I say, well, what is that on this that chest piece there glows? I feel that'd be a kind of a cool feature there. There we go. All right. That. Yeah. I'm gonna probably erase the teeth thing happening there as well. But for right now, like I say, easier to take away detail from from where something is. And high res gives you more latitude to remove stuff. I'm gonna see about streaming to Twitch, Twitter. I just got to keep working on this stuff here. Let's see, where am I? Okay, looking pretty good. Liking it, the way things are rocking and rolling. Thank you guys so much for being here today. It's 7:49. Let's see what we can do over the next 10 minutes with this guy here. There we go. See? I like that. Again, these are sometimes random strokes, but once they have a blur on them, what they do is they look intentional. Ooh, who would have thought that? See? See what's happening? Yep. That's the way that works. So some stuff I will hold, right? I will hold the hard line moving towards the top, but the line moving in towards the skin and the volume of the shape, that's we soften that up. See? So that is, I'm not really hitting, some parts I am, but I'm not trying to go crazy with too much softness. I will with some, but not all of it. See? So when we do that, that's what we'll have. Okay, last thing here. Soften this up, soften that up. Yep, see, I love that. That softer edge makes things makes it do all right there. There we go. Yep. See how that white here stands out more than the yellow. That's not bad. There we go. See? And I do want a little bit of this. I'm known for having a little scratchiness in my work. I think that abstraction adds energy. There we go. See? A little bit subtle. There we go. There we go. Yep. Not looking for perfection, looking for abstraction that suggests things that are not there. Literally called implied detail. Now you'll notice here, even though I had that AI image, still got to go in and paint stuff because it doesn't give me 100% of what I want, nor do I want 100%. I want as much as I can get, but that's okay because I still want to go in and add because, we're taking liberties. It's all about taking liberties. This is all make believe, none of it's real. It's all make believe. There we go. There we go. Yep. All right, now a little bit. Just keep that. We don't want to overdo that suspender line here because he's wearing suspenders. I'm gonna take it easy with that. Right there. See? And I'm gonna go through this and erase some of this to bump that light on his muscles down. But you see what's happening here as I'm bumping that down. It's giving me a very, very cool effect. Yep. So with that. There we go. Yep. Ah, yes. There we go. Nice. Yep. I can live with that. Now, because I'm doing this level of blending on it, I may find myself actually trying something else other than the glow dodge. I might even be able to see what will happen with a overlay, but we will see how it goes. But see what's happening here as I'm softening up those edges. Yep, that's what I want. And now I'm not even in it so close here. I'm just kind of like moving it through this relatively quickly. Because, again, nobody's going to really be able to see most of what's going on here. But it will give the impression of detail. That is the most important thing to keep in mind. There. See? All right. Now, see, that looks pretty good. I like that. There. Zoom through this here a little bit. There we go. See? Like that. Bam, bam, bam. All right, there we go. Not bad. Now, the next thing I'm going to do here, let's turn this off and see what happens once we turn it off. Yep. I mean, there is something to that there, which that kind of stark, heavy backlit element works. And what I don't want to do is I don't want to lose that. I don't want to lose that. So let's see what happens. Right now, set the glow. Oh, look at that. I mistakenly put it on overlay. Let's see what happens. If we go to add glow. Interesting. How about we bump that down? Oh, look at that. And I could erase that. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to duplicate this layer here. I'm going to duplicate this layer. I'm going to turn that off, and now we're going to go through with an eraser, and we're going to apply a soft touch here, right? See what's happening? See what's happening? See how it's bumping it down? See? See what's happening when I do that? It's bumping everything down. Now, let's see what happens with the eyes. But here, we're going to leave one of the glints there going, but we're going to bump down the eyes here. See? Yep. That's what we want. I'll leave the bottom parts there a little bit. See, that's pretty good. I like that. All right, let's go here. Just real soft, real soft. See how that's bumping it down there just a little bit. Keeping that top part just there. We even do a little bit on the ears here because we don't want the ears to be straight up, right? Now we can eliminate this part here a little bit. See, eliminate that. That's good. Now, I'm going to get rid of most of these teeth here because I don't think that's necessary. But I will do it. See? There we go. See how that's implied detail? There we go. Yep. All right. So, yes, I like that. Let's turn that off and on, see what happens here. See, we're keeping some of the specularity there, but we're getting rid of some of it. So that's pretty good there. I like that. All right. I'm going to just go here. We don't want as much glint on the chest here. We don't want that. Because, it's not like he has baby oil all over his body, right? But we do want to reduce this down quite a bit. See? So reduce that, but it's still giving the impression that there's light. That's pretty good. See, let me turn this off and on so you can see. See what that's doing there? So we can go here on this side here and add that off. There we go. Just a little bit. Not too much on the bottom part, but enough. There we go. There we go. Yep. There we go. Yep. Yep. All right, there we go. I like that. I'm not looking for perfection. I'm just looking for the spirit, heart. So watch this suspender here. See what's happening? Can bump that down there a little bit. So it still reads as a suspender, but it's just much less prominent. There we go. So now we can go on the side here, go on the side here. And I might play around with the settings again, with the blending channels. But right now, I'm pretty happy with the way this looks because it still reads as an illustration. We're not looking for perfection. I'm looking for photographic effects that are added to my illustration work, which is what this is all about. Go on the top there. Okay, good. All right, not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Now, let's do one last thing here. So I like that. That is pretty creepy. Now, let's turn this off. I mean, pretty good. Now, right now, set to add glow, but let me go to overlay and let's see what happens. Nope. Overlay, it loses something. Let's go to soft light. Nope. Same thing. I think what we're going to do is go back to add. Nah, we'll go back to glow. Add glow. Yep. There we go. Now, what I can do is bump this down just a few percentage points. Nah, kind of like that. But I think what I'm going to do here, because looking at this, and now that I pulled the camera out, what I think is happening is that the yellow on top is too overpowering. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go through here. Whoops, too much. Real soft, real soft. There we go. See? Because that it needs to bump down. I don't want that to be more overpowering than the white. Okay, so here a little bit more. There we go. Alrighty. Not terrible. Not terrible at all. So I've got this. It's 8:04. I've been streaming now for an hour and 54 minutes. Liking the way this looks. I think now one of the things I will do, because I can, is I think I want to add a sky. Now before, when I had done this, I had that. Oh, that looks kind of cool. Wow, I was kind of like not going to use the old stuff, but let's bump that down a little bit. Oh, let's go here. Let's bump that down a little bit. Oh, wow, look at that. Well, hey, man, sometimes. Oh, no, no. See those mountains? That doesn't work. That doesn't work. I mean, it's cool. And I was, again, going to use this, but I think the way this is working now, we're going to leave this the way it is. That's what we're going to do here. Let's see. Let's go here. Nope, we don't want that one. It's like this kind of mountainous thing. I don't want the landscape. I've kind of since gotten a better handle on what I want. Whoa, what is that? Oh, no, that's a tree? What is that? What is that? Let's move this around here. Oh, it's another planet. Yes. All right, I'm going to take the opacity down on that quite a bit. There we go. Because I want that to move back. We got ice planet here. That ice planet. Yep. All right, molten. It's a molten planet. Right now that's set to overlay. But I want to see if I set it to normal. Interesting. Let's go here. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know if that works so well, but what we'll do here is we will go to a multiply. Nope. We will go to a color dodge. Yes. We'll bump that down there quite a bit because we don't need all that. There we go. Yes. That's pretty good. Now, hot moons. Ah, I like the hot moons. The hot moons are good. Right there. There you go. Now we're going to bump those down quite a bit there too. Yes. There we go. And water planet. Oh, that's interesting. A water planet. I forgot all about this water planet here. Let me bump that down a little bit there. Yep, right there. And then we're going to take this planet here. And we're going to move him down a little bit. Whoops. We're going to take this planet here, the ice copy, and we're going to move him down a little bit. Just right about there. Yep. That I can live with. But I do need to take the molten planet here. And I think we need to just bump that up just a smidgen. Yes. I like it. I like it. Now, there's one thing I want to do here. Let's see if we can do this now. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I still like the planet on the top there. I think that's cool. Let's go here. I mean, interesting. Yep, I think that's better. That's better. The clouds are quite fascinating. Yep, let's keep the clouds in there. But, however, we could bump it down even more. Like that. Yep, there we go. Yep. See, what is this? No, I don't like. And I could put the landscape in there, but I'm thinking I'm going to leave the landscape out. Now, last thing. Nope. See, his arms were too short. You see how short his arms were at one point? Yeah, that's not what we're trying to do. All right. Now, we got just one last thing here. I mean, that is pretty dadgum cool there, but I think with the highlights there, it's got to be there. So we're going to do this. All right. Let's see how we can rock here. Let's see. Hydron Conqueror. Nope. Diesel Funk. Nah, that's the old Diesel Funk logo. Well, the logo is the same, but the wording is not. Wow, that's interesting. Interesting. Oh, there we go. All right, what we want to do now is take this down here. Like so. Yes. And we want that to be set as a glow dodge. And we want to increase there we now a little bit too much here. Let's go to color dodge. What happens if it's a color dodge? Or add glow. Oh, that's interesting. That I love. But let's take this off here for right now. Good there. We're going to call this image here done. I like it. I like it a lot. And hey, that's pretty good. That's pretty dadgum good. Pretty slow night tonight. We've been going here for about 2 hours and 2 minutes. And I think we want to kind of shut this one down for the night here. I will do one thing though. I'm going to put a signature on here because normally I don't do that. But let me do it this time. Just take my pen here. Go here. that down quite a bit. Okay. Now we shall put this over here. And we will make that a glow dodge so that that shows up right there. Probably right there is good. Yep. I like it. That is an interesting image. Now the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to save that. Now I did not record that, which all that work I didn't even record it. That's okay though. No worries. We're going to go what? We're going to do this. We're going to export single layer. Hi John Banner. We're going to say Hi John Banner 01. That's what we're going to do. We're going to change that a little bit. There we go. All right, guys. It has been a pleasure again working with you folks. I think one of the things I'm going to do, because I can, is I'm going to post this on social media, because why not? Why not? I'm going to go here. Let's go to VizCom. There we go. And now we're going to post this on a little Facebook. Let's refresh this. That's today's episode. See what the views are after a point. Views are, not much improvement, but it's okay. It's okay. It's weird, interesting. Weird and interesting. Interesting. Oh, have the pencil to pencil guys. Pretty good. They're live now. Maybe I'll pop in today and look at a little bit of that. Any rate, let's go here to Diesel Funk. I'm going to go here to my desktop here. And I think we're going to go here. We're going to go to the word banner. There we go. Let's see if we can find the right one here. Oh no, that's supposed to be on Hi John Conqueror banner. Oh well, okay, didn't do that. Sometimes looks weird. Looks a little weird. Yep, I enjoy this process a lot. It really gives me something to work from, to work with, and I like it. It's fun. Let's see here. Where is that thing? Where is that freaking thing? Where is it? Where are you here, buddy? Oh, no wonder it's not there, because we need to save it. Probably might help to save it. What do you think? Maybe. Might help to save it. All right. Go here. Go banner. 01. There we go. And the new one right there. There we go. Upload. Okay. There we go. All right, that's fun to do. Let's see, do the same thing. I just because sometimes I want to do an illustration. Just I don't have to. Everything doesn't have to be a damn comic every time, which is fine. It's all good. Let's see here. Oops, we want to edit this here. Need to edit that because we should probably save it. Save this. I'm going to tag myself on it. There we go. Done. Battle axis. Let's see. Am I missing something here? I don't know if I am, but I will put on hashtag here. Hi, John Conqueror. Nope. Okay. Let me just do this here. Man C. Gonna hit save there. That was fun to do. 'Twas fun to do, ladies and gentlemen. 'Twas fun to do. Bam. Click here. Let's go here. We're gonna go back to our list here. Hi, John Banner 01. Yep. Easier to do that way. That's fun to do. Sometimes what you want to do is show folks, that sometimes you just, you're playing with different mediums, different forums, things like that. Bam. Click here. All right, post there. Did we post a blue sky? We did post a blue sky. All righty. And we'll post the threads. Why not? Oh, no. What is going on here now? Man, threads is so weird. I like threads, but what is up with that, man? What is up with that, man? Why does it do what it does? Why does it do that? All right, we're going to post here on Instagram and then LinkedIn, and then we will call it a night. I want to thank you guys so much for sticking with me tonight. It's always fun to do. Let's go to original. Yeah, that's weird. But you know what? 16 by 9. If it gets cut off a little bit, that's all right. Yep. Gonna do it like that. So much of this stuff is all about just trying to find your way in the world and to do something that gives us some parity. I am doing this work here because I think it's given me a new life. It's given me a new perspective on things. Is it perfect? Of course not. But what the most important things that it has done is that it's giving me a sort of whoops, don't want that. I want to create a post. And what it's done is giving me a sort of a sort of a sort of way to see and to view technology and my place within. Oh, that's too wide because I made it wide for a banner. Okay, so it might not be on YouTube there. Let's see if it goes on LinkedIn, buddy. It's upload from the computer. Let's see what happens. Yes. Next. Bam. I like that. That feels very Edgar Rice Burroughs. That's why I like it. It feels like that. Feels like that vibe. And at the end of the day, that's all I really want is I want the vibe. Okay. Okay. Let's create. Well, Substack is running up there, so that's good. So we will create a new text post. Bam. And we will add an image to it. Add an image. Okay. Yes, wow, that is creepazoid. Yep. Continue. Send to everyone now. So much fun to do this stuff. All right, Substack is up, Blue Sky is up, LinkedIn is up, Facebook is up, Instagram is up, and the only one that didn't go up was YouTube. But that's okay because the aspect ratio is there. But it's all good. I ain't worried about that. With that, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. It's time to get in here and cook the rest of this dinner before it gets too late. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday. Had a kind of a less, like a little bit less, just illustration work this time, not comic work. But we'll get back to the comic work tomorrow. Just needed a break from it. Anyway, you guys take care. Infinitum, Afrofuturist Tale, Graphic History Hip Hop, Maddie's Rocket. Check it out. Peace. See you tomorrow.